Welcome back to Marshall Remodel. Today's show, I'm going to show you how to clean and flush your tankless water heater. I have Richmond 199 BTU tankless water heaters in my house. So I got a couple videos on how to install these. I've had this one for not quite a year, but it's time to clean and flush it. And I'm going to show you what an easy process it is. So there's only a few things you need. You need a 5-gallon bucket, you need a pump, you need a couple hoses, and you need cleaning vinegar. Before we get all that stuff hooked up, we want to isolate this unit. So there's a few things we're going to do. We're going to shut it off. So I got it shut off. I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. I'm going to turn the water off. And lastly, you want to shut the gas off to your unit. This is my gas manifold, and this is the shut off that goes to the water heater. I choose to shut it off here. As long as it's shut off, you're good. Alright, so first thing is we have two hoses. You'll notice one hose just has one hookup. That's going to be our return hose because that will return the vinegar to the bucket. So I don't need a second hookup on that hose. And then we have a hose with two ends. So one side will go to the inlet of the water heater and the other will go to the pump side of the pump. So right here, these are the isolation valves for the water heater. This here and this here. These are going to be your service ports. So you just simply undo that. This is going to be the return side. Snug that on there. And these isolation valves, you could turn them out. I just like the way they look set up to the side like this. I know it's a little more difficult to hook your hoses up to, but you're only doing this once a year, most likely. So hook the supply line up to the pump. In your bucket. And I have 3 gallons of vinegar in there. You could do it with less. You really only need enough. It allows your pump, but the way I look at it is having a little bit more vinegar. I don't think this thing is going to be all that scaly, but the more vinegar, the less dirty it's going to get as it cleans. Alright, so before I unhook all this, I got a clean bucket of water, and I'm just going to set the pump into that clean bucket of water and run it for a few minutes just to kind of pump all of the vinegar out of there to minimize it once we start the system back up. Alright, so all I did was I got, 2-3 gallons of clean water in a bucket, switched the pump over to the water bucket, left the return line in with the vinegar, and just ran that water through there so it pushed all of the vinegar out of the unit. Now that we've done that, we'll go ahead and unhook it. I am going to check the little water filter just to make sure it's clean. I left it in there while I was pumping the vinegar just to help clean it if it was dirty, but we're going to go ahead and check that anyway. There's a few pieces of looks like sediment on it, so I'm going to go wash this out, but this little filter is on the inlet side, and I'll zoom in so you can see, but this is just something you want to check to make sure it's nice and clean. That way you get good water flow through there. Alright guys, well, we got it back to normal. If you're asking yourself how often you should do this, the manual on this is a Richmond Encore, and it says that you should do this minimum once a year. Now, if you have really hard water with lots of calcium and stuff like that, you should probably do it a couple times a year. That pump that I bought is just a quarter horse submersible pump. It cost me, I think it was just under $50. I bought 2 6-foot hoses. So the cost to get the stuff to do this is pretty minimal. And if you're going to have this, you're going to have to do it once a year anyway. I have 2 of these in this house, so just cleaning each of these one time pays for the stuff. I'll keep everything in a bucket, and I'll do this once a year. So for the most part, it's really easy and self-explanatory. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, and we will catch you on the next video.